So you've got that number in your head, right? What you make per hour. Maybe it's 30 bucks, 40, maybe even 50. But what if I told you that number, it's kind of a fantasy? Seriously. Once you factor in all the hidden costs and, the time you're not actually paid for, your real hourly wage could be shockingly low, like way closer to minimum wage than you'd ever imagine. So today, we're going to run the numbers. We're going to find out what your time is actually worth. Okay, so look at this. On the left, that's the number from your offer letter, right? The one you're proud of. $40 an hour. It sounds great. It feels great. But then there's that big question mark on the right. That's the mystery we're here to solve. That is the number that actually runs your financial life. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to have a very clear and probably pretty shocking answer. So where does this huge gap even come from? Well, it all kicks off with something I call the salary illusion. See that big shiny number on your offer letter? That's not actually money you can spend. Nope, it's just the starting line before everyone else starts taking their piece of the pie. And that official number, that's your gross income. But here's the kicker. The most important part of this whole thing is that last sentence. This number exists only on paper. It's not real. It's like a theoretical high score in a video game you'll never actually achieve. Because before a single dollar of it even sniffs your bank account, a whole line of people have their hands out. And here's the first and, the biggest chunk taken out. Taxes. Now look, everyone's situation is different, but for your average person, you're looking at federal, state, and payroll taxes just, poof, vaporizing 20, maybe 25% of your gross pay, instantly. So that 40 bucks an hour we talked about, it's already down to about 30. And oh boy, we are just getting started. Most people do the math up to this point. They see the deposit hit their account after taxes and they think, okay, this is my money. But it's not. Not really. Because just having a job costs money. It's wild when you think about it, but it's like a subscription service. You're paying a monthly fee with all these hidden charges just for the privilege of working there. Okay, let me ask you a question, and I want you to really, really think about this. If your job disappeared tomorrow, poof, just gone, which of your expenses would just vanish? The answer to that question, that's how much you're paying to work. I mean, just think about it. Your commute, right? The gas, the tolls, the parking, the wear and tear on your car, that adds up. What about the clothes you bought only for the office? Or the $15 salads you grab because you're just too exhausted to pack a lunch? And my favorite? The convenience tax. Paying for takeout or pre-chopped veggies because your job sucks all the time and energy out of you. These aren't personal expenses. They are the operating costs of your job. Okay, this is the crucial part. This is the big mental shift you have to make. That money you're spending, it's not for living. It's the cost of doing business. The business is you, and you're paying for all your own overhead. I'm telling you, once you start seeing it like that, you can't unsee it. It changes everything. But wait, it's not just about the money getting chipped away. Oh no, it's also about all the time you're giving away for free. Your hourly wage is simple math, right? It's money divided by time. We've already seen how the money part of that equation is a lot smaller than you thought. So let's talk about the time part. You probably think you work a 40-hour week. I'm going to be honest. I don't believe you. Not for a second. Yeah, the company might pay you for 40 hours, but the amount of time you actually commit to that job, I guarantee you, it's way, way higher. Look, your paid workday might be 9 to 5, but your workday, your real commitment, that starts way earlier. It starts the second you start getting ready. It includes the commute to work, and it doesn't end when you clock out. It ends when you finally walk through your front door and decompress from the day. So if you're out of the house from 7:30 in the morning till 6 at night, that's a 10.5-hour chunk of your life dedicated to that job. All that unpaid time, it absolutely has to be part of the calculation. All right, time to put it all together. Let's run the actual math and find that real number. And to make this super clear, we're going to use an example. Let's call him Mark. So Mark's got what most people would call a pretty good job. On paper, his salary is $80,000 a year. That works out to a nice round $40 an hour. But after we subtract taxes and all those work-related costs, his commute, his lunches, all that stuff, his actual take-home pay is more like $52,000. And his hours? Well, the company pays him for 2,000 hours a year. But when you add in his commute and getting ready, his real-time commitment is closer to 2,375 hours. So what happens when we divide his real money by his real time? $21.89. There it is. Mark's real hourly wage is barely more than half of what he thought it was. That is a massive, massive drop.
And this calculation right here, this is why so many people who have good jobs and make good money still feel like they're broke all the time. It's because their job has this giant hidden overhead in both time and money that's just eating away their actual earnings. Their real financial life just doesn't line up with that number on their offer letter.
Okay, I know seeing a number like that can feel, well, pretty depressing. But it's not. It's actually incredibly empowering because now you know the real problem, which means you can actually start to fix it. You can take back control and basically give yourself an instant raise without ever having to talk to your boss. The whole mental trick is right here. Think like a business. Your salary? That's just revenue. All those job costs we talked about? Those are your operating expenses. And your real hourly wage, that, my friend, is your profit margin. And what does any smart business do if its profit margins are terrible? It doesn't just focus on revenue. It gets aggressive about slashing overhead. So how do you cut your overhead? Let me give you 3 huge ways. Number 1, fight for remote work. Seriously, even just a couple of days a week from home erases hours of unpaid commute time and saves you a ton of money. 2, audit that convenience tax. Start meal prepping. It's not just about being healthy, it's about clawing back thousands of dollars a year from overpriced lunches. And 3, that commuter car, downgrade it. If its only job is to get you to an office, drive the cheapest, most reliable thing you can find. Stop paying interest on a fancy car just to let it sit in a parking lot all day. Look, at the end of the day, figuring out your real hourly wage isn't meant to make you feel bad. It's about arming you with the truth so you can make smarter decisions. Is that job with the monster commute really worth the extra couple bucks an hour? Probably not. It gives you a brand new lens to look at your entire career. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Your career is a business. You are the CEO. So look at it honestly. Is your business actually profitable?